there was a time when we were doing those songs, there were many souls involved in one song. एक अरेंजर होता है जो अरेंजमेंट म्यूजिक का करता है, एक म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर या म्यूजिक कंपोजर होता है जो सिर्फ कंपोजिशन बनाता है, फिर एक रिदम अरेंजर होगा जो रिदम सेक्शन के रिदम पैटर्न्स अरेंज करता है. एक ही गाने में हो रहा है ये सब, यू नो. एंड देयर आर मेनी म्यूजिशियंस कमिंग इन. एवरी म्यूजिशियन हैज देयर ओन सोल इन प्लेइंग. When if you are playing live drums या live anything, makes a difference ना. I'm not saying कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी आई वो नहीं होना चाहिए, वो डेफिनेटली होना चाहिए, बट टेक्नोलॉजी एंड दी ओरिजिनल जब मर्ज होगा तब जाके जो ब्लेंड आएगा वो हमारे यहाँ मिसिंग है.
Namaste and welcome to Music Mehfil India. Today our guest is Adil Behram of the popular composer duo Adil-Prashant. Like me, if you have wondered about Indian television music, from background scores, promos, trailers to theme tracks, and all the business around it, this is the conversation where we find out. Because from Davids to the Goliaths, from the loners to the tribes, these are the stories of music from India. So everyone is usually playing the clave.
Is it?
I've noticed so many musicians, just their foot will be tapping.
Yeah,
and
that
it'll
way.
be-
Yeah, I do this with my this.
Yeah. Where did it begin for you? Do you come from a music family or?
Not really. I mean, I grew up in a Parsi family. Now, when you know Parsis, they are more into classical music and all that stuff, you know, Western classical. So my dad was inclined towards music, and he did a little bit of music for, you know, you can say hobby kind of stuff. So we had a lot of music going on at home, playing, you know, not playing, but radio or cassettes those days. And we had spools, which we had Pat Boone and all those kind of 60s and early 70s, that kind of music going on. So ended up listening to a lot of music. Like my dad used to go to work in the morning, so just to wake me up, he would put Hindustani classical, which I would not understand a bit that time. And I just, because he wanted to wake me up, he would not wake me up like this. He would put on the radio loud and make me listen to music that I would not like. So, you know, knowingly or unknowingly, that music was always constantly there. So I think I started getting interested in listening to a lot of good music, and those days English music I preferred more, and disco was in school time. And then I think I started playing a little bit of bongo earlier. That was gifted again. And then one fine day in one of the shows, somebody said, because those days Indian music, there was a lot of bongos being used.
Yeah.
You know, R.D. Burman and those kind of music.
Yeah.
So I started playing in my early school days, like 9th and 10th maybe. So I started performing on stage with bongo, you know, as a percussion, and then congas, and then a little bit of percussions here and there. And then one fine day, I used to notice a lot of drummers playing around. And I just keep noticing it because I never learnt any music, you know.
Yeah.
So one fine day, I remember there was this beat group that I was performing with, and that drummer was a Catholic drummer, and he didn't turn up. He set up his kit and he just left, maybe to drink or something, and he never turned up. And the show is going to be on now. So somebody said, can you manage just to play that, you know, the whole show? I said, I have no idea how to play drums. I've just been noticing, you know, but I know what the beat is and whatnot, but I had no coordination with the you know, bass and cymbals and all that. But I tried and I managed and I pulled off the whole show. So that's how I started playing drums on my own. Never learnt. So then every show I went, there were like 2 or 3 songs which was given to me. Okay, you play.
The decade was?
Good question. I think it should be around 82, 83.
Wow.
Yeah. I look old also now. So that's how it started. And then I started looking out for teachers. Unfortunately, those days there was nothing like a YouTube or anything. But teachers were also very, you know, you get some teacher who would talk more and teach less. And then I was in Goregaon and I had to go all the way to Marine Lines and Grant Road.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find any good teacher then. But I continued playing and trying to learn on my own, make my own pads and try to, practice on my own. And finally, I got a good teacher. His name was Lester Goodino. Awesome person, beautiful soul, and a very good teacher. My unfortunate thing was he left within a month to the Gulf. So I went there for like about 8 classes, just started to play basic, and then he left. So then again, I was without a teacher. But I played drums on my own, and then I started getting gigs, started beating around on my own, not learning properly, but I managed. That's how the whole music journey started. And then for many years, I was doing that. Then I joined the industry that is supposed to be called.
Yeah.
And the first break I got was with Nikhil Vinay. Nikhil
Okay.
Vinay is a music composer duo. Now he's only Nikhil, Vinay doesn't. So I started my first industry musicality, if you can say, with him.
Yeah.
And I started playing percussions.
What was this? Serial work?
No,
Or
that's all
film?
movies.
Movies.
Yeah, those days recordings were all movies, serials hardly.
And this is analog.
Oh, yeah, analog. I'm talking about probably 92, 93.
Right.
Actually, you'll have to cut the tape and
Yeah.
everybody together.
Yeah.
And if you goof up, in this AC also, you start sweating.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole bunch of musicians and you goof up and everything has to be played all over again. It cannot be played from that point onwards. You'll have to play all
Yeah.
over again. So obviously it's tough that time, and I was new, and I was the only youngest guy and all the experienced guys there. So obviously I was nervous. It was a learning process. Few of them helped me also, good people, and then the rest were all bullies. You do get that. You do get bullies there too. They don't like you. From there, I started getting into electronic gadgets when that time came where everything was done on keyboards
Yeah.
and samplers and R8 rhythm machines. So then I got into that zone, and then I started playing with Sukhwinder Singh a lot. Sukhwinder was one of the guy who actually gave me an opportunity to program for him. Earlier, I used to play only percussions and all for him,
Yeah.
but then he saw that I can program rhythm. So then those days rhythm programmers were different, keyboard guys were different. So I started playing for him many songs. And those days I remember we used to have like 7, 8 songs in one day recorded, rhythm section and guitar section and everybody, and then go for dubbings and all. So those were fun
Would you
days.
have a rehearsal time?
Not really. I mean, it's right on the set.
Yeah.
I mean, you just go, he will tell you what patterns we are playing, he would sing, and then we are setting up right there. And programming also right there. And then we are recording it. And then that recordings used to like start like early morning, 10:30, 11, go until morning. But it was fun because you're learning also and then fooling around also.
What space was this happening in?
Space as in?
Like part of Mumbai, or what
Oh.
studios? Was
Majorly earlier when I started, what was with Nikhil Vinay, what I said was Bombay Lab. That studio was a huge studio. And then I played in Film Center. Then a lot of studios in Juhu. There was a studio called Musician Studio. Then there was in Napoleon in Juhu. So majority of the Sukhwinder songs, what we used to do those days was in Napoleon.
Yeah.
Like a second home kind of thing. We are just there. At least once or twice a week they are there.
Huh.
And then obviously Sukhwinder's house, we used to go and program. Then I started, I think that Chaya Chaya happened with Sukhwinder.
Whoa.
And so that was my first time to go abroad to perform with him for a whole month's tour. And that time also I was playing drums with him. So we toured for a whole month. And then people noticed me, and then I started getting calls for dandias also in America.
Ah.
So then I started going every year and then performing there for at least 1 month, 2 months, drums, and then come back. So I got into remixes in T series, and every year I used to do Dandiya remix. And those days,
Yeah. There's a Bhangra mix. There's
Dandiya
a Dandiya
remix,
mix.
yeah. So every year I used to do that,
Ah.
like a whole non-stop 1 hour series. I used to remix that. And I also got an opportunity to do, those days there was Jankar in the rickshaws that you
Yeah.
those. So we did a lot of remixes at T series, and I continued doing that, for I think till 99. And then the Sukhwinder show, when that happened, I thought कि मुझे यहाँ भी ये सब बोर हो रहा है. There was nothing new happening, which was very exciting for me. I thought कि ये सब routine ही हो रहा है. And that musicality that I started enjoying was the independent music जब आया था. Lucky Ali, Alisha Chennai. Those music was a little different than the regular music that we were listening to.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that kind of music and not the music that was I was doing regularly. So I was getting a little bored with what I was doing. So I said कि चलो कुछ अलग करना पड़ेगा. So then मुझे ना वीज़ा मिल गया था to go to America. After 2007, then I decided कि वापस आना पड़ेगा क्योंकि वहाँ कब तक रहोगे. So then I came back in 2007 and then I started looking out for work. But by then I think I had lost all of my contacts because industry had moved on, musicality had changed, the way music was done had changed.
Good.
Indian rhythms had gone a little less. Why?
Yeah.
Because everything was programmed.
Yeah.
Percussions, what I used to do was programmed. Rhythm that I used to program was on a fingertip.
Yeah.
So then I had to reinvent everything. And what do I do now? How do I get back into music?
Yeah.
It took me about almost 2 years. I started struggling and getting into few jobs in here and there. Then I met my partner Prashant. And there were 3-4 guys which we formed as a team. And then we said, let's do something together because I cannot do alone, you cannot do alone. So that's how we formed a band, team kind of, another band. But then we started working on songs. And one of the albums that we did, the first album, was for Binani group of industries. Now those people were looking out for gifting the Binani mother Hindi Sahitya songs.
Oh.
And luckily for us, we had those kind of songs, which was based on mother. So the producers loved that. And that's how we did our first album. Did not earn anything because we wanted to do good music and producers were good enough to give us that opportunity, And they were helping us with paying the singers, whoever we decided. The first album, the first job ever, we worked with Shubha Mudgal. We worked with Kavita Krishnamurthy ji. We worked with Suresh Warkal ji was there, yes.
Oh, wow.
And Roop Kumar Rathod ji. So all those singers sang in that album. So it was gifted and all, but it did not release, Like it did not release. Why? Because none of the music companies wanted to take it. They said, how would we market this album? And I was a little surprised because you do not use that word market for an album which is based on mother. I thought mother, ma, emotional, everybody would love it.
Yeah.
Whoever heard it loved it, but it was not there in the market. So that fizzled out. But that's how we formed a kind of a group to compose music. And then finally, about 3-4 years down the line, how it is like the groups break up.
Yeah.
So then we broke up, and then me and Prashant became duo. And in that duo, we started working for television a lot. So we started, I think the first track that came out, which was a hit for us, was Dance India Dance. Now that track became a huge hit, and that was for Z channel, obviously. And then we started getting offers like ऐसे type के tracks बनाओ, ऐसे वाले ही बनाओ. Reality shows started coming in to us. And that's how the whole journey began. And then we started doing television. And then we are still doing that.
If you can reveal, what are you currently working on?
We do a lot of title tracks for serials. Those kind of like Di Aur Baati Hum, Pehdar Piya Ki. Right now, with one show which is going on is on Sony Sub, which is called Dil Diya Galla. So we done the title track and the background we are doing for that show. And we are recently working on India's Got Talent. We are working on a promo song. We've also done the title track for that show, and we are working on a promo song right now. We worked with Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir also for Saraswati Chandra. So we had done that title track and the whole background for the series. Then Namkaran, Udan, that was Mr. Gurudev Bhalla and Mahesh Bhatt sir.
Growing up, what was if there were any specific artists that you grew up listening to.
As I said earlier, I used to listen to a lot of world music. It was not something specific.
So the source was
Plenty.
radio, or was
Radio
it
and cassettes, yes. I mean, I had a very sweet uncle who used to record all these compiled songs for me.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to symphonies those days also. I used to listen to classical music. I used to listen to jazz. I used to listen to all the old retro numbers. Obviously, all Hindi also.
Yeah.
Kishore Das and Mohammad Rafi Saab.
And what are you listening to these days?
Again, same. I don't have anything in particular. I do not relate too much with rap. I am not so keen on listening to rap. But apart from that, anything and everything. In fact, I never used to listen to heavy metal rock earlier. But then I started getting introduced to younger people. Now, when I say younger, obviously I am not that young. So when I started getting to meet younger generation musicians, they started listening to different music, and I was a part of them. You know, I was always, I never mingled with my age group usually. Always want to mingle with the younger one because you get to learn new things.
Correct.
And I believe that unless until you evolve, you will be stagnant and then you will not move ahead.
Yeah.
I have those examples because when I was a percussionist, I had a lot of friends who were percussionists. And when time changed in music and everything started getting, now it's digital, but earlier it
Yeah.
was all hardware also,
Yeah.
but programming.
Yeah.
That's what we call them. And then nobody wanted to change. They did not want to learn. And they wanted to see कि यार ये ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. We have to stick to this. And where is the originality? ये ऐसे ही बजा के हो जाता है. हम लोग ने सालों साल सीखा. Absolutely. I mean, there was a lot of things that you have put in so many years to learn an instrument.
Yeah.
When you talk about percussions, it's a huge. You know, there's not one or two instruments. You can be. I mean, even a table can be a percussion.
Yeah. So okay, let's talk about the work process. How it goes, how it begins for you. Usually, what is the kind of brief that you get for background music versus title track? How
Yeah.
how does the process
See,
begin?
background music, it always starts off with a narration.
Huh.
I'm sure everybody has the same process. Especially for me and Prashant, my partner Prashant, I would say probably we have a problem with that. We have no vision when it comes to narration, and we are just listening, and halfway down the line, we are lost. And then somebody would ask कि ये character था, वो character था, and then I was like, अच्छा हाँ था तो सही पर नहीं पता. I usually prefer when you get a movie, you get to see the characters, you get to see the pace of the scene, you get to know the feel. And then if the producers or directors come and explain कि मुझे क्या चाहिए, it makes sense to me. And that's how we work.
Yeah.
Earlier पहले होता था, but now I'm very blunt in saying that कि मुझे तुम script मत दो, narration मत दो. When you shoot the whole thing, we'll sit together. You know,
Yeah.
then go through the feel कि who is the character, कैसे type का musicality उसमें चाहिए, and then we'll discuss. The producer has some references. We'll say, okay, this is okay. Probably something is not working. Would say कि नहीं मजा आ रहा है. Let's try something else, and probably we would give references. So background usually starts off with that, but especially for television, there are too many heads. You know, now when you say too many cooks spoil the nook, it's
Yeah.
almost the same. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you are blamed for no reason, and sometimes it works. It's, I would say, love and hate relationship there.
Yeah.
The channel people would hate us, the producers would hate us, and then we would hate them. And then again, we are working together because I think everybody, see, ultimately, it's all betterment for the show that we are working on. Everybody
Yeah.
has a good intentions, but in that middle line, na, somebody gets hurt. Why? Because they feel that this is how it should be. My argument to them is this is a very subjective matter.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at a scene, you could imagine this scene going in a very different way. I could imagine in a very different way. Maybe both could work. Not necessarily what you are saying has to work. What I perceive looking at the scene and my musicality might work and yours might not work. But then we have a heated argument on that also. And there's huge corrections coming on into us. And sometimes we get into heated debates with that. Sometimes we keep quiet and manage and let go and do what they want. Ultimately, they are the bosses.
Yeah.
Title tracks also the same. I mean, we get to see the show earlier. The producers or the channel, whoever comes to us, they will brief us about the content of the show, and then what kind of musicality they are looking for. They would give us references कि इस zone में चाहिए या ये zone में चाहिए.
Are these audio references?
Yeah.
Huh.
If not, then we also give them references. And हम लोग ने कुछ compose किया होगा जो original थोड़ा लगता है कि हम लोग बिना reference के कुछ सोचते हैं. That also approves. Depends. अभी जैसे कोई राजस्थानी show है तो we cannot have a rock. तो वो zone पकड़ के ही चलना पड़ेगा.
What are the timelines like?
Ah.
Initially.
Initially, yeah. I mean, everybody's in a rush. Television is chaos. Initially when we started, I used to be scared of it. I didn't know whether ये कल तक होगा कि नहीं होगा. We have managed so far. हो ही जाता है. कैसे होता है मुझे नहीं पता. But डर ऐसा लगता है कि कैसे होगा. अभी तो कल we have to submit it tomorrow and today you're calling me and right now we have to work the whole night. But television is that way. It doesn't stop, na? I mean, tomorrow if it has to be on air, it has to be on air. And there are so many things involved, so many people involved. Everything is not perfect there. It can mess up. You know, light बंद हो गई, actor नहीं आया, कोई बीमार हो गया, edit में issue आए. Anything can go wrong, but everybody is working round the clock. Earlier I used to complain, but now I got used to that. And I think I've understood the whole process because it's not only me working there and I have my time.
Yeah.
Then I understood कि इसमें इतने बड़े प्रोसेस में से हम लोग इतने से एक पार्ट है. तो we cannot be very proud and we cannot say I am very important. Everybody is important. Everybody is doing a good job. गलतियाँ सभी से होती है, हमसे भी होती है. But so far we have managed to be okay. And then I think we have worked with all the major channels, still working. We are lucky, I would say.
How do you go about creating themes and what's that process like?
Themes again, बहुत सारे पहले इश्यूज आते थे कि they used to brief us.
Yeah.
You know, verbal briefing.
हाँ.
कि ग्रे शेड है, you know, ये ऐसी कैरेक्टर है, बुआ है, तो उसको थोड़ा नेगेटिव भी दिखाना है, थोड़ा फनी भी है, अग्रेसिव भी है, फिर देन प्रॉब्ली उसको विलनिश भी नहीं बनाना है. सो तो देन यू हैव टू मेक ऑप्शंस. यानी सोच के अंधा है. देयर इज नथिंग दैट यू नो विच वुड वर्क एंड विच वुड नॉट वर्क. नाउ इफ वो प्रोड्यूसर के पास या चैनल के पास जाएगा अप्रूवल के लिए तो बोलेगा नहीं यार ये तो जा ही नहीं रहा. Now if you are a producer or a channel, then you have a vision जो तुमको नरेशन मिला होगा when you're narrating. It's not short. It's just in the air. Right? Now you have a visuals like अभी मैं बताऊँ कि गब्बर सिंह का थीम बनाना है. तुमने गब्बर को कहीं और कंसीव किया होगा. एक्चुअल क्या आने वाले अभी तक किसी को नहीं पता. So we have to randomly make themes. And then sometimes you would like it. कि हाँ, this is nice. अभी देखा जाए तो I would say fortunately or unfortunately, sometimes it clicks. It works. Many times it doesn't work. Why? Because जब शूट होके आता है वो थीम हम लोग लगाते हैं तो ना उसको पेस पे जा रहा है ना उसके कैरेक्टर पे सूट कर रहा है. एक बार लग जाएगा तो लग जाएगा. But then again, what I have started doing is I say no. Let somebody else work on the themes. We are not working on the themes. Unless until then, if you want us to work, send me the footage, final one. We'll see the scene, we'll create the theme for that character and उसके versions. Because see, character theme जब बनता है एक एंट्री नहीं होती है ना. It's not just the entry of a character. उसके shades भी आएंगे. तो we'll have to उसके shades के हिसाब से versions भी बनते जाएंगे according to the scene. Dramatic version भी बनेगा. फिर उसका अगर कोई हीरोइन है तो उसका सैड भी बनेगा. तो सब प्रोसेस में बनता है. एटलीस्ट वी हैव स्टार्टेड टेकिंग दैट पैटर्न कि वील वर्क ऑन द सीन, नॉट रैंडमली.
आई लाइक दैट ऑब्जर्वेशन. अगर हीरोइन होगी तो उसका सैड भी बनेगा.
होता ही है. टू बी ऑनेस्ट, जो हमारे सीरियल्स हैं इट्स फॉर द मासेस. नाउ अर्लियर मुझे लगता था कि ये कौन देखता होगा. I mean, supposing I would, exactly. Everybody watches it. Probably it's not my taste. But we are lucky to do music for that.
But so, what is your favorite aspect of it? What do you look forward to in it? Versus what do you absolutely like, oh, not again, hate about it?
There are few shows that we worked on, जिसमें characters बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, acting बहुत अच्छी हुई होती है, shoot बहुत अच्छा है, story line अच्छी है. We enjoy working on those shows. Problem कहाँ आता है कि वो 12, 15, 20 episode तक अच्छा होता है, then everything goes for a toss.
That's a universal rule almost.
यूनिवर्सल तो नहीं बोलूँगा, इंडियन रूल पक्का है. यूनिवर्स में ये क्यों नहीं होता बाकी जगह पे? बिकॉज दे शूट एवरीथिंग एंड देन पुट इट ऑन एयर. यहाँ हमारे यहाँ एक प्रॉब्लम है जो टीआरपी है अनफॉर्चुनेटली, एंड उसी पे चलता है सब कुछ. तो अगर टीआरपी नहीं आती है तो चैनल एंड प्रोड्यूसर्स को वो स्टोरी लाइन जो उन्होंने सोची होगी वो चेंज करना पड़ता है मिड वे. लाइक 2 दिन के बाद वाला एपिसोड में स्टोरी में चेंज लेके आओ, कुछ तो करो ताकि वो इंटरेस्टिंग बने, टीआरपीस बढ़ाओ. सो दोज काइंड ऑफ स्टफ व्हाट हैपेंस इज बिकॉज सी व्हेन यू आर प्लानिंग द होल थिंग तो सब अच्छा ही लगेगा ना, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज प्लान्ड ना. एकदम अनप्लान चीजें आएगी तो एक दिन में ही सब कुछ अच्छा तो नहीं कर पाओगे. देन यू आर लाइक कि जितना बेस्ट कर सकते हो इतने ड्यूरेशन में कर दो. सो वी ऑल डू दैट, including us. Now we have to give music within 6 hours.
So there are definitely two kinds of series happening.
Yeah.
One is the ones that run on TV channels,
Yeah.
जो चलते ही जा रहे हैं, and then there's the other which is finite, जो ज़्यादातर OTT पे.
Right.
That is one format. Pros and cons of both format from musician point
See
of
again,
view.
same. OTT is something like a movie.
Yeah.
But movie probably is 2.5 hours. This could be 8 hours.
Yeah.
But again, it's like a whole planned thing, well planned with music. It's like a one-time thing. 8 episodes, 10 episodes, and done. सीजन आएगा वापस वही होगा, बट इट्स नॉट कि वो ऑन एयर तुरंत कल ही जाने वाला है.
हाँ.
द होल थिंग इज डन, म्यूजिक का करेक्शन होगा, सब करेक्शन होगा, एंड देन एवरीथिंग इज फाइनलाइज एंड देन इट्स ऑन एयर. एपिसोड्स इज नॉट दैट वे ना. यानी तुमको अगर कल का एपिसोड है तो देर आर टाइम्स विच वी हैव डन कि आज दोपहर को म्यूजिक जा रहा है, शाम को ऑन एयर है. तो तुम वो कट टू कट सिचुएशन में यू कैन नॉट गो फॉर, देयर इज नो ऑप्शन एट ऑल. एवरीबडी इज एकदम ऐसे तलवार लटकती है ना, वैसे होता है कि अरे क्या अभी ये जाएगा कि नहीं एपिसोड. वी हैव गॉन थ्रू दैट सिचुएशन, नॉट ओनली मी, आई मीन मेनी ऑफ माय अदर कलीग्स.
Do you think this is only happening in our country?
एब्सोल्युटली, बिकॉज सीरीज तो यहाँ ही बनते हैं ना, बाकी सीरियल कहाँ बनते हैं.
बाकी एग्जैक्टली
as much as my knowledge goes, I'm not sure, मगर जितना मुझे पता है कि वहाँ तो सीरीज बनता है तो जैसे OTT कैसे होता है,
हाँ,
पूरा
it's
बन
all
जाता है.
finite. Yeah.
जैसे नहीं, इवन फ्रेंड्स जो उनके इट्स
10
लाइक
seasons,
कितने
yeah.
सीजन है,
10.
बट वही है कि जैसे उन लोग का पूरा पैकेज जैसे बन गया, म्यूजिक के साथ फाइनल हो गया, देन दे गो ऑन एयर.
Yeah.
यहाँ तो हम लोग ऑन एयर 5 एपिसोड हो या 4 एपिसोड ऑन एयर है. 5 एपिसोड के बाद तो हम लोग कट टू कट पे आ जाते हैं कि कल का एपिसोड आज जा रहा है, कभी कभी तो आज का एपिसोड ही आज जा रहा है. टेंशन तो होता है, सबको होता है.
So is this the part you love or is this the part you
It's
dread?
like, as I said, hate love relationship है. कभी few days are good, few days are bad. यानी प्रेशर तो बना ही रहता है. But now I think we are seasoned and we have got used to this. Earlier, रोना आता था.
हाँ.
Because there's no time zone. Na? I mean, you are working throughout the day, throughout the night. There's no life. Especially in serials, there's no life.
That's great you come to that because that was going to be my next question. Work-life balance. How? This sounds
If
very
you are
hectic.
yeah, I know, but if you are working for television and especially for background and series, there's no life. Why? Because television goes on 24/7.
Yeah.
शूट गोज ऑन 24/7. एडिट होके तुम्हारे पास टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में भी आएगा. यानी वो बोलेंगे 10 मिनट भेजा है, 15 मिनट भेजा है, फिर करेक्शन आएंगे, एडिट चेंज होगा, यू नो, तो यू हैव टू बी अवेलेबल.
Who are making these calls, corrections, edits
See,
on the last minute?
पहले होता है कि प्रोडक्शन से अपने पास आता है एपिसोड
हाँ.
एडिट होके. द होल एडिट करने के बाद हम लोग जब म्यूजिक करते हैं तब जाता है चैनल को. चैनल हैज़ टू सी इफ इट्स राइस. उनके हिसाब से अगर कुछ एडिट में फीडबैक आएगा तो वो फीडबैक देंगे, फिर म्यूजिक का फीडबैक देंगे, तो वो पूरा एडिट वापस आएगा. या तो एडिट नहीं हुआ तो म्यूजिक का फीडबैक आएगा, देन वी हैव टू करेक्ट इट अगेन एंड देन सेंड इट. सो यू हैव टू बी देयर 24/7. यू कैन नॉट से मैं तो आज छुट्टी ले रहा हूँ, नहीं हो पाएगा.
So कब आप छुट्टी लेते कब हो फिर?
कभी नहीं. Unless and until you have assistants working for you. Now assistants also now अभी बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी भी हो गई है कि especially what we do, I would not want to comment on what others do. We also have an assistant now to lay out music.
Correct.
We do our music ourselves. Music is not done by somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm very open to talk about this to the channel also, to the producers also in the beginning. कि म्यूजिक मैं ही करूँगा. लेआउट हम लोग कब तक करते हैं, बिकॉज कभी कभी होता है कि फर्स्ट मंथ सेकेंड मंथ तक वो शो सेट हो रहा है. देन वी आर देयर कॉन्स्टेंटली सेटिंग अप, डूइंग द होल थिंग, कलर एक सेट करने के लिए, एंड असिस्टेंट्स ऑल्सो आर देयर विद अस.
Yeah.
आफ्टर 2-3 months when we know the color अभी हो गया है, the show set हो गया है, assistant also is trained enough and he's very well trained. Then he takes over doing the laying out of the music part.
Yeah.
But the music is done by us.
So how does family play into this? Like,
Bad.
how do they? How do they?
Earlier,
cope?
now they've got used to it. Earlier I used to be called for weddings and parties and all.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that family. वो तो
बट फैमिली की बात कर रहा हूँ. I mean, फैमिली
Immediate.
पार्टीज, फैमिली वेडिंग्स, तो वो सब भी तो इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट ही होता है ना कि फैमिली के साथ ही जाना है. चलो बाकी यू आर अवॉइडिंग इट बिकॉज
Yeah.
यू हैव नो टाइम लिमिट्स ना टू गो होम.
yeah.
So when you're at least those occasions also, now people have stopped calling me.
हाँ.
They don't invite only. Earlier they never understood because they said कि अरे ये क्या last moment पे cancel कर देता है. But I was beginning of my career. I mean, I consider as a beginner even today. After almost, I think we've been working since 2007.
Yeah.
We've been working. So I still consider that only because every day is a new day. You cannot be like कि now I'm all done and set and अभी तो कुछ नहीं, अभी सब आएगा काम. You need to keep proving yourself every day.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of new talent coming in, good talent.
Yeah.
So then obviously there's good competition also. You need to be there to survive. Not easy. Family तो भी they've given up. कि they do not say कि आएगा नहीं आएगा. They पता है नहीं आएगा. And there are times when I am free also, but then I'm not invited. Because I don't know now I'm going to be free.
Yeah.
So then I have told them कि don't invite me only. If I am free, I'll come. If not, then.
But so, what kind of support system do you think you've had that has helped you function?
Initially, see, when I started doing music, zero support system. I would not blame. I used to blame them a lot earlier. My
Yeah.
dad, my mom, my family.
Yeah.
Because I don't blame them now because I understand where they come from because they are all, office going people. My dad was
Yeah.
a banker. My mom used to work for Hindujas. So all office people. They did not know what kind of profession music is. For them, music was a hobby.
Yeah.
And you can do it part time and to earn money, but not as a profession because they thought पैसे कैसे कमाएगा.
Correct.
My uncle used to work for Standard Chartered Bank, but I was a little set by then. Okay, मेरा थोड़ा शुरू हो गया था काम, and but everybody was against me कि कर क्या रहा है ये.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, I know. We all do. All the artists go through this. Be it music, be it an artist as a painter or an actor, whoever. I mean, everybody goes through that.
Creative, yeah.
Yeah, every creative thing. So my uncle used to tell me, ये सब तो ठीक है, तू कमाता कितना है? So then very bluntly I asked him, how much is your salary per month? So he said कि 20,000 or something. I don't remember exactly. So I said, sometimes I make that in a day. So that was the time he got a shock of his life कि इतना पैसा मिलता है. Like, yeah, if you're talented enough, if you know your art well, and if you are rightly placed, मिलता है. And that's how you grow. They always have this feeling कि यहाँ तो कुछ पैसे से मिलते नहीं होंगे, नहीं कैसे चलेगा. So I don't blame them. But now they're okay because they've seen me grow. They've seen me be on my own with stable money coming in. So that's okay. Initially नहीं. Basically. Even after I got married, बहुत problem थे. कि कमाएगा कैसे, कितना आएगा, कल चलेगा नहीं चलेगा. वो तो आज भी है. Insecurities, even we have that today also. That will never go.
Only music is not to be blamed for those insecurities that
Absolutely
are
not.
today. That's a
Music, you cannot blame music for it.
lot. Yeah.
I think अनफॉर्चुनेटली इंडिया में इतना पॉपुलेशन है, इतने सारे ऑप्शंस है, इतने टैलेंटेड पीपल भी हैं, बट अपॉर्चुनिटीज बहुत लिमिटेड है. I consider myself blessed and we were unfortunate enough to get that kind of opportunity from channels. I'm very thankful to those guys also because they gave us that opportunity. Talent तो और भी लोगों के पास है. But we worked with Rahat Fateh Ali Khan sir, we worked with Sonu Nigam sir, you name it and we have worked with everybody. So for television, it's a big thing. Movies के लिए तो सब करते ही हैं.
हाँ.
So we consider ourselves very lucky. Let me put it this way. How many bands have you seen who are brilliant musicians, brilliant band, brilliant composers? How many? So many?
Way too many to count.
कहाँ है? लक क्यों नहीं उनके साथ? क्योंकि अपॉर्चुनिटीज ही नहीं मिल रही है ना वैसे. यानी हमारे यहाँ अनफॉर्चुनेट सिचुएशन है जो वी वर डिस्कसिंग अर्लियर ऑल्सो कि बॉलीवुड इज हियर, इट इज गुड. आई फील कि equal importance to all the musicians and the band. Music has to be considered music,
Yeah.
not Bollywood, Hollywood or band. Music is music. मगर वो इम्पोर्टेंस हम इसको दे रहे हैं, इसको नहीं दे रहे हैं, वो मुझे बहुत सालों से दुख है वो. And I have been talking very blatantly about it to even the channel people, because when we do reality shows के songs and all, people come to our studio and I personally feel कि frankly जितना बात करोगे, there is no motive behind it. I personally feel कि everybody has the capacity to grow, only give them the opportunity ना. When I see reality shows, it's a good benchmark for so many people.
Yeah.
But who are you bringing there?
Yeah.
Who? Singers? बस. बाकी? Composers क्या? Musicians का क्या? What about them? Dancers और singers के अलावा हमारे इंडस्ट्री में कोई टैलेंट ढूंढ ही नहीं रहा.
नहीं.
ढूंढ ही नहीं रहा. यानी क्यों? यानी हमारे यहाँ इंस्ट्रूमेंटल वर्शंस के कोई एल्बम सुनता है कोई?
नहीं.
Why do you listen to jazz instrumental? Why do you listen to symphony instrumentals which is abroad? सब म्यूजिक सुनते हैं हम लोग.
Yeah.
यहाँ के है ही नहीं, क्योंकि कोई प्रोड्यूस ही नहीं करना चाह रहा, पैसे ही नहीं लगा रहा. पैसे लगाने वाला कौन है यहाँ? Now I've always everybody has started this argument कि now there is a lot of platform open for them. You know, you make your own songs, put it on YouTube, सब जगह डाल दो. Very nice.
So
Options तो है.
everyone's doing that.
पैसे कौन कमा रहा है?
Yeah.
हैंडफुल. तो वो सर्वाइवल के लिए तो हैंडफुल को हम लोग को ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि जो बैंड्स भी है, जिन लोगों को शोज भी मिलते हैं, उनको भी अच्छे से पैसे मिले. बैंड्स को मूवीज के लिए भी ऑप्शंस मिले कि ये बैंड है तो उनका गाना कहीं आए, उन लोग परफॉर्म खुद करें.
हाँ हाँ.
क्योंकि वो खुद ही परफॉर्मर्स है यार, उनको सिंगर को लाने की जरूरत नहीं है. उनका खुद का गाना है, खुद ही परफॉर्म करेंगे, खुद ही बैंड सॉन्ग मूवी में भी जाएगा. तो ऐसे भी तो ढूंढ सकते हैं ना.
म्यूजिक सुपरविजन सीन.
Yeah, so I feel music को blame नहीं कर सकते. I think the lobby or people who are ruling it, if they could have the decency, or I don't know what kind of word I should use for them, but एक consideration होना चाहिए कि भैया ये भी तो अच्छा है, तो उसको वो प्लेटफॉर्म क्यों ना मिले, पैसे उन लोग भी क्यों ना कमाए, तुम भी कमा ही रहो. सबको दो ना ऑप्शन, तो यानी वेराइटी तो मिलेगी ना म्यूजिक में. बिकॉज व्हेन आई सी बॉलीवुड म्यूजिक, बहुत क्रिएटिविटी है वहाँ. बैंड म्यूजिक थोड़ा अलग भी है, बिकॉज देयर इज नो बाउंड्रीज ना. प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है, वेरी गुड है, मगर तू प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाने के लिए अगर मुझे एक वीडियो भी बनाना है डिसेंट इनफ, तो खर्चा है. वो खर्चा मैं कितने टाइम तक अफोर्ड करूंगा खुद की जेब से? इफ यू हैव अ बैकअप इट्स गुड, बट इफ यू डोंट, हाउ मच विल यू सर्वाइव?
And that's also then bringing about this thing where only the people who have a certain level of funding,
Yep.
only they can do music. तो जो है, जो जिनके पास कुछ नहीं है, वो क्या करेंगे?
See, if you are a composer, तो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है.
Yeah.
बट इफ यू आर अ सिंगर, तुम चलो एक नॉर्मल फोन पे एक शूट कर लो और तुम्हारी आवाज में गा दो, तो उनके लिए भी ऑप्शंस तो बहुत है. बिकॉज सी, इफ आई एम एज अ म्यूजिक कंपोजर, इफ आई एम लुकिंग आउट फॉर अ सिंगर, आई एम ऑब्वियसली हंटिंग. किसी ने शेयर कर दिया, मेरा अरे यार आवाज अच्छी है, तो दैट वर्क्स फॉर देम. दे माइट गेट शोज फ्रॉम देम, यू नो, तो वो उनके लिए वर्क करता है. बट फॉर अ प्रोड्यूसर थोड़ा गड़बड़ है. Then you'll have to make a proper song. See, when you're producing also, there is a lyricist involved.
Yeah.
Probably there is a soloist involved. अब मैं obligation में 2-3 बार बोल सकता हूँ, अरे मेरे एक गाने में कर दो ना फीचर, या बजा दो या लिख दो. एक गाना हम लोग को यूट्यूब पे डालना है, तो वो भी सोचेगा कि यूट्यूब पे तू डालेगा, फायदा तेरा होगा अगर होगा भी तो, मुझे क्या मिलने वाला है? तो मैं पैसे के लिए बिना काम क्यों करूं? तो जो हम लोग के खुद के गाने बनाए हुए हैं या लिखे हुए हैं, तो हम लोग अभी सोच रहे हैं कि चलो हम भी कोशिश करते, वो भीड़ में घुस के यूट्यूब पे डालेंगे कुछ बेसिक सा वीडियो बना के. तो लेट्स सी. टफ तो है, इट्स नॉट इजी एज दे से कि अभी तो प्लेटफॉर्म आ गया. प्लेटफॉर्म तो आया है, नो डाउट अबाउट दैट.
उसके बाद कंपटीशन उससे 10x हो गया,
बहुत ज़्यादा. कंपटीशन इज गुड, आई एम नॉट सेइंग नो, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि उसके बाद जो हम लोग जिसको अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ दे रहे हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ बैंड्स को, उन लोग को भी मिलना चाहिए. इट्स नॉट लाइक अ लॉबी कि बस इतने ही म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर्स काम कर रहे हैं. हम लोग ऑप्शन ही नहीं दे रहे हैं किसी को. वहाँ तक पहुँच ही नहीं पाओगे ना. अगर मुझे किसी बड़े प्रोड्यूसर को मिलना है, कौन मिलेगा मुझे? कोई नहीं मिलता. या तो फिर धक्के खाते रहो. तुम धक्के खाने में अगर जाओगे तो फैमिली कैसे चलेगी, घर कैसे चलेगा? तो छोटा मोटा जोक राम मेरा वो भी तो करना है. वी हैव गॉन थ्रू ऑल दोज एक्सपीरियंसेस, नॉट नेमिंग एनीबॉडी. तो वी वर ऑल्सो आस्क्ड कि तुम्हारे गाने तो बहुत अच्छे हैं यार, तुम लोग मूवी क्यों नहीं करते हो? तो मैंने बोला कोई दे तो करेंगे, हम लोग को थोड़ी कि हम लोग मना कर रहे हैं. तो 2-3 लोग आए भी थे जो अच्छी खासी मूवी की थी. तो उन लोग ने बोला कि वी विल नॉट पे यू बट बिकॉज वी आर गिविंग यू द अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड यू विल बी डूइंग द बैकग्राउंड एंड सॉन्ग्स. तो मैंने बहुत पोलाइटली फिर एक्सक्यूज दे के मना कर दिया, बिकॉज मुझे पता था कि 6-8 महीने मेरे उसमें चले जाएंगे तो मेरा घर का बिल्स भरना है, वो पैसे ही अगर नहीं आएंगे जो मेरे रूटीन से आते हैं, हाउ डू यू सर्वाइव.
जैसे आपने पोलाइटली नो बोल दिया फॉर अ फ्रीबी, when should upcoming musicians do that and when should they refrain from it?
It's a very tough situation. Why? Because every individual has to take their own call.
Yeah.
Like I can afford to say no right now.
Yeah.
Because मेरे पास दूसरा काम है. तो आई फील कि चलो मैं ये छोड़ना नहीं चाहता, बिकॉज ये छोड़ दूंगा तो आगे फ्यूचर में आएगा नहीं आएगा. बिकॉज सी टू मेक अ कॉन्टैक्ट टेक्स years.
Yeah.
And to keep it that way also take a lot of effort to keep proving yourself. With every job that you do has to be good enough for them to come back to you. You cannot say कि हाँ मैंने वो गाना किया था ना, अभी तो आना ही चाहिए. वो नहीं होने वाला. Every song, every promo, every background, every piece of music that you do has to be good enough for them to come back to you. We have never gone begging. We were lucky कि हमारा काम से काम आ रहा है. कभी कभी फ़ोन भी करने पड़े, यार सर काम नहीं आया, करना पड़ता है. बट काम तुम्हारा अच्छा ही नहीं होगा तो कोई नहीं आने वाला. अगर अब न्यूबी के पास दूसरा कोई काम ही नहीं है और उसके पास टाइम ही टाइम है तो ऑब्वियसली शुड वर्क ना. यानी 8 महीना ही क्यों ना लगे, मगर उसको एक बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है तो एनीवेज ही इज नॉट लूजिंग आउट ऑन एनीथिंग. इनफैक्ट अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, शुड गो.
दैट्स फॉर बिग अपॉर्चुनिटीज,
छोटी हो या बड़ी. सी एनी आई कंसिडर कि व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड ऑफ वी हैड नो वर्क in spite of doing that big album with big people. We started off with doing nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
1,000 rupees per track. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
With singer, with bachcho ka chorus, with studio, with the track, 1,000 rupees per track.
I believe you. I have also sung nursery.
So we started off with that because we need to get out somewhere, na? Somewhere. We need to showcase something to get one work to the other and to get contacts. Because मैं अगर घर पे बैठा रहूँगा, मुझे कोई नहीं जानता. You need to market yourself also.
Yeah.
Difference between marketing also. Now people just put up anything to market themselves. I feel चलो it would work also. Maybe funny memes हो गया या कुछ चीज़ें हो गई to just be noticed. I'm not against that, but for me, I think my work talks more than what I look.
Yeah.
मुझे देख के कोई काम नहीं देने वाला, काम को सुन के काम आएगा. तो आई वुड प्रिफर कि मैं अगर कोई कंटेंट डाल रहा हूँ तो कोई ऐसा चीज़ है जिससे किसी को लगे यार ये बहुत अच्छा है, इसको इससे काम करवाते हैं, या ये गाना अगर नहीं बिका तो इससे ले लेते हैं, समथिंग ऑन दोज लाइन. सो नाउ अर्ली हम लोग नहीं करते थे, बट आई एम ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड अप दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग बिकॉज एज आई सेड कि माई पार्टनर इज वे यंगर देन मी. सो उसके आइडियाज़ भी बहुत अच्छे होते हैं कभी कभी, जो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं करना है यार, नहीं करना है यार. बट देन ऑब्वियसली आई कैन नॉट बी रूलिंग ओवर हिम एवरी टाइम. So I'm giving that thing कि चलो करते हैं, हो सकता है it might work. Maybe I am not understanding that part right now. जो अभी भी मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा कि मैं अगर गाना डाल दूंगा तो व्यूज कौन आएगा? आम जनता. हमारे तो आम जनता व्यूअर्स हैं या लिसनर्स है, बट काम देने वाले नहीं है ना. काम देने वाले तो प्रोड्यूसर्स है. तो वी नीड टू अप्रोच देम. हाउ डू यू अप्रोच देम? जो हमने ट्राई किया नहीं, कुछ वी कुडंट मैनेज. प्रॉब्ली शायद वो बहुत सारा हाजी नहीं कर पाते थे. बहुत सारे लोगों ने मुझे ऐसे बोला है कि आई एम अ लिटिल ब्लंट, जो इंडस्ट्री के लिए अच्छी बात नहीं है. आई कैन नॉट बटर अप थिंग्स. आई प्रिफर बीइंग ऑनेस्ट. फिर वो कोई भी हो. वो हुआ भी है ऐसे, जो हम लोग को लगा था कि जॉब जाएगा, मगर आ गया वो फॉर्चुनेटली जॉब. मगर हुआ था ऐसे कि बी ऑनेस्ट एंड देन आई वॉज वेरी ऑनेस्ट.
पहले तो टेलीविजन में हाउ डू यू गेट पेड इन टेलीविजन?
Very important question. See, when a channel is involved, I have full faith. Why? Because they would not cheat you. Channel में क्या होता है कि there is a credit period. Some would say 60 days, some would say 30 days, some would say 90 days. Channel से. बट यूजुअली इट्स बिटवीन 30 to 60 डेज का, 90 डेज नहीं होता, 30 to 60 डेज का चैनल का एक क्रेडिट पीरियड होता है जो थोड़ा आगे पीछे करके आ ही जाता है. जहाँ प्रोडक्शन हाउस और प्रोड्यूसर्स का जहाँ प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, तो बहुत सारी जगह पे मैंने जो एनकाउंटर किया कि 90 डेज का क्रेडिट होता है, फिर बाद में वो 90 डेज पे तो नहीं आने वाला. देन यू कीप कॉलिंग एंड बेगिंग. आई यूज दैट वर्ड बेगिंग बिकॉज इट्स माई मनी, आई वर्क फॉर इट, बट आई स्टिल हैव टू बेग एंड प्लीड. भैया दे दो ना, भैया दे दो ना. एंड दे हैव लाइक आएगा ना, दे रहा हूँ ना. होता है 90 डेज का 120 तक भी पहुंच जाएगा, 60 का 70 80 तक भी पहुंच जाएगा, जो भी तुम्हारा अग्रीड टर्म है. We have always stuck to 45 earlier and then maximum till 60. We have never agreed till 90 so far. हम लोग वो 60 डेज का क्रेडिट पीरियड पकड़ के चलते हैं एंड फिर देन वी स्टार्ट फॉलोइंग अप एंड बेगिंग. तो कभी कभी 15-20 दिन डिले होता है, कभी 25 दिन डिले होता है, कभी 10 दिन में आ जाता है, होता है. बट वी हैव गॉन थ्रू अ लॉट ऑफ जो रन अवे प्रोड्यूसर्स होते हैं वो भी, कि शो ख़त्म हो गया, क्योंकि तुम्हारा एवरी टाइम 3 महीने का तो मिनिमम पैसा उनके पास ही होता है. ठीक है, तो 3 महीने का पैसा पूरा महीने का जो इफ़ यू कैलकुलेट एपिसोडिक वाइज बिकम्स अ ह्यूज अमाउंट. दैट अमाउंट इज ऑलवेज विद देम. द मोमेंट द शो इज ओवर, then you will find many actors, technicians having the same complaints. जिन लोग ने वीडियोस भी बना के यूट्यूब पे भी डाले, मैंने देखे. उसके लिए फिर वही झगड़ा करते रहो, वो भाग जाएगा, फिर बाद में यूनियन के पास जाओ, यूनियन फिर फेडरेशन के पास जाएगी, फिर उसमें समझौता होगा. किसी का मिलेगा थोड़ा बहुत और किसी को 50% मिलेगा, या बोलेगा 30% कट करके ले लो, समझौता कर लो. तो वो सब तो, बट as I said, every individual has to fight this. I fight. I don't quit. I would prefer playing carom at home rather than working and not making money. पैसा जब नहीं मिलने वाला तो मैं आराम से घर पे कैरम खेलूंगा, कुछ भी नहीं करूंगा, टीवी देखूंगा. मगर जब काम करके पैसा नहीं मिलने वाला तो फिर तो गड़बड़ है. And I'm not asking for any bonus. We have been going behind instead of going forward. सबकी सैलरीज बढ़ती है, रिक्शा वाले की भी बढ़ गई, भाजी तरकारी सब बढ़ गया, हमारा पे पीछे जाता है. Earlier there was an X amount which we used to work with. I'm talking about when we started working. Today we are 20% to 25% lesser amount में हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं than what we used to.
It's like BST bus.
Absolutely.
So
कम
हो रहा है.
तो अभी उसके वजह भी यही है कि nobody wants to stick to one बेसिक अमाउंट. आई डोंट ब्लेम देम, बिकॉज अगर तुम्हारे पास काम ही नहीं है तो तुम कोई भी अमाउंट में काम करने रेडी हो जाओगे.
एवरीथिंग इज बेटर देन जीरो.
या फिर क्वालिटी समटाइम्स सफर्स एंड दे आर ओके आल्सो, सो दैट्स फाइन. बट समबडी हु वांट्स टू मेंटेन दैट क्वालिटी विल कम टू मी विथ माय बजट. बट इफ दे आर ओके कि चलना थोड़ा कम पैसा है, निकल जाएगा, तो दे विल गो देयर. वो वी कैन नॉट स्टॉप दैट, एंड दैट इज इनएविटेबल.
बट हाउ डिड we come? I don't think this was always the case.
It was. It started off, not always, yeah. It started off with when things started getting corporate. Credit was never there. As much as I remember, we used to work for T-Series or any of the recordings, for movie recordings. There was always the voucher, आया, recording खत्म किया, cash लो, घर जाओ.
This is what time period?
You're talking about this cash thing?
Yeah.
See, at least till the movies, what I had done, जिनके साथ भी should be about 2002 या 5 तक मैंने किया था. After that I stopped going for recordings. I started doing my own. So मुझे अब movies का नहीं पता. But television का जैसे मैंने जब से एंटर किया तब से सिस्टम तो यही चल रहा है. It was worse.
What is worse?
It was. यानी वही कि पेमेंट टाइम पे नहीं आना, जिन लोग ने पहले काम किया है उन लोग के साथ इश्यूज जो भी हुए हैं. So then we started getting into the union, which is called an MCAI, Music Composers Association, and then IPRS is one section for royalties. So those kind of stuff, people started getting into that kind of body. Federation है, वहाँ के issues अलग हैं, जो we can cover up later. But the point is कि at least कुछ एक body तो है जहाँ we have people getting together and talking about their problems. अब वो सॉल्व नहीं हो रहे वो उसके अलग इश्यूज अलग से हैं. पर एटलीस्ट कुछ शुरू तो हुआ था इतने साल से कि है भैया एक बॉडी है जो ट्राई करेगी टू टेक केयर ऑफ योर इश्यूज. वो अभी तक सक्सेस नहीं हुआ, दैट्स अनदर स्टोरी.
I mean, they might have a hit rate, but it's not 100%.
No. Let's not get into percentage.
Yeah.
बहुत लो है.
So you mentioned IPRS. So TV के royalties, how do they work?
अभी तक तो किसी को मिला नहीं था टिल नाउ. ऐसी उम्मीद है कि अब मिलेगा.
But so you साउंड रिकॉर्डिंग की ओनरशिप आपके पास है या चैनल?
नहीं, अभी सिंस द IPRS केस जब से MCAI इन लोग जितने भी सब लोग ने फाइट किया था, आई मीन ऑल थैंक्स टू देम, लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क वेंट इनटू देम, बट अभी ये आफ्टर द विनिंग द केस नाउ द IPRS और PRS रॉयल्टीज फॉर दैट मैटर, रॉयल्टीज बिलोंग टू composers
and
singers
authors, yeah.
and all, yeah. So whenever you are giving away your background, your songs to the channel or whoever,
yeah,
50% of their royalties, even if you have signed
yeah,
an agreement which says ki no royalty, it's null and void. You are entitled to get your royalties. But बहुत लोग ये नहीं समझ रहे हैं. जो अभी बीच में हम लोग के कमिटी मेंबर्स भी बहुत बीच में मीटिंग की थी, उन लोग समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे कि रॉयल्टीज तो तब आएगी जब तुम सबमिट करोगे क्यू शीट्स. अब क्यू शीट्स तुम सबमिट ही नहीं कर रहे हो, एंड देन व्हेन यू से कि अरे रॉयल्टीज तो नहीं मिल रही है, तो वो समझाने की उन लोग सब कोशिश कर रहे हैं, मगर बहुत लोगों के अभी भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा और उन लोग नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो रॉयल्टीज उनको नहीं मिलेगी. And then royalties can be there only for 3 years till you claim it. After 3 years, it will go away.
Black box.
Yeah. No, not black boxed. To the producers.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they claim it.
That they are prompt with.
Very much. Why shouldn't they be? I mean, who's asking you not to be? It's your work. It's supposing तुम अगर अभी बीच में जब मीटिंग हुई थी हम लोग की, तब किसी ने यही पॉइंट बहुत अच्छे से रेस किया था कि वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट कि व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग, यू डन अ जॉब, तुम बिल मत सबमिट करो.
हाँ.
आएगा तुम्हारा पेमेंट? नहीं आएगा. बहुत सिंपल लॉजिकल पॉइंट है, बहुत सिंपल है, वेरी वेल एक्सप्लेन्ड. तो इट्स द सेम कि ये तुम्हारा बिल है, क्यू शीट है, तुम्हारा प्रूफ है टू से कि ये मैंने काम किया है, इसके पैसे जो बनते हैं मुझे मिलना चाहिए. तुम वो सबमिट ही नहीं करोगे तो आएगा कहाँ से? अभी तक तो नहीं आ रहा था बिकॉज द होल सिस्टम वॉज मेस्ड अप. नाउ इट्स गेटिंग इन टू प्लेस. It will take time because it's still a teething process right now.
Yeah.
People are working towards it. Ups and downs आएंगे, arguments भी होगा, but at least it's getting there on the path.
Yeah.
You know, the channels are giving the royalties which is to be given.
Yeah.
Now it all depends कि कैसे मिल रहा है, कितना मिल रहा है. अभी तक तो हमको नहीं आया. Few of them who have got it, they have got it only because कि उनका ये भी एक बीच में इश्यूज आए थे कि एवरीबडी स्टार्टेड क्लेमिंग कि अरे उनको इतना पैसे कैसे मिल गया, उनको इतना पैसे कैसे मिल गया. बट दे वर नॉट ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड कि उन लोग बहुत सालों से ये क्यू शीट्स बना रहे हैं. उन लोग ने क्यू शीट्स बनाने में इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, ये फाइट लड़ने में इन्वेस्ट किया है. सो तब जाके उनको एक लमसम रॉयल्टी, उनको जितनी एक्चुअली मिलनी चाहिए तो उतनी तो मिले भी नहीं है बिकॉज देयर वाज नो रिकॉर्ड.
करेक्ट.
तो लमसम चलो इतना आया, इतना ले लो टाइप्स. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, जब तक अभी वो स्ट्रीमलाइन होगा, स्ट्रीमलाइन होने के लिए इट विल टेक टाइम एंड यू हैव टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट, हेल्पिंग देम, हेल्पिंग योरसेल्फ. इफ यू डोंट डू दैट, यू विल नॉट गेट इट. वी हैव स्पेंट गुड इनफ मनी टू.
I think of work registration with IPRS Q sheets are perhaps the most painful.
Painful because especially I feel television background के लिए.
Yes.
Complicated है. मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आता. So we have assigned somebody else to do it for us and they are doing it. But बाकी I think if you go and take classes or just go through few people who are doing it, you will understand. जैसे movie background हो गया, songs हो गए, title track also is okay, but title track भी नहीं हो पाएगा. Title track also because it's playing in every episode.
Yeah.
ये जो every episode for going on for months and years, उसका जो every day का होता है Q sheet gets a little complicated in television industry.
Yeah.
जिंगल्स, बिकॉज सी जिंगल्स में क्या है कि तुमने एक जिंगल बनाया, ये ड्यूरेशन है, ये किया हो गया, क्यू शीट सबमिटेड.
करेक्ट.
टेलीविजन में वो नहीं हो रहा. उसमें सब जो कोड्स बनते हैं, वो जैसे टेलीविजन में थर्ड पार्टी गाना लग गया, थीम्स मैंने नहीं बनाया, मैं बैकग्राउंड कर रहा हूँ, किसी और ने बनाया, उसका भी कोड थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, तो वो कन्फ्यूजिंग हो जाता है. एंड इफ यू राइट एनीथिंग रॉन्ग, इट विल गो अंडर डिस्प्यूट या रिजेक्ट होगा या जो भी होगा, विच वी आर ऑल्सो नॉट so well versed with because we are also new in it. So we are learning gradually, but painful है. यानी at least एक hope है कि चलो अभी royalties आएगी. पहले तो nobody had that hope only. आती ही नहीं थी ना, कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं था. Now people are getting aware of it because of the MCI guys who have done that. They have done a wonderful job getting into too many things for the royalty portions.
Yeah.
MCI में there are still problems with taking care of the normal issues जो आते हैं म्यूजिक कंपोजर्स के टेलीविजन में, उनको अभी तक एड्रेस करने में we have not been successful. That we have not been. That I am sorry to say, but I've always spoken very bluntly in the meetings in front of the committee members, because those problems still exist. Still, from the time I have been in the committee till today, the problems are the same. यही पेमेंट्स के इश्यूज जो होते हैं, टाइम पे पैसा आना चाहिए. पहली बात तो इतना क्रेडिट क्यों मिलना चाहिए? वी आर नॉट प्रोड्यूसर्स, यू आर अ प्रोड्यूसर, योर प्रोड्यूसर हैज टू इन्वेस्ट. आई एम नॉट इन्वेस्टिंग फॉर यू. व्हाई शुड आई हैव डन माई जॉब. मन को मंथली पैसे, तुम्हारे सैलरीज जो भी तुम ऑफिस में देते हो, तुम 90 डेज में देते हो क्या? सैलरी तो रोज ही आ रही ना उनकी. तो फिर हम क्यों नहीं? इनफैक्ट वी आर पुटिंग इन मनी फॉर देम. We are investing because every music that we make, जिसमें उसका अकोस्टिक है या आलाप है या कोरस है या जो भी है, we are paying from our pocket ना. So we are investing for them. GST पहले भर दो. तो अगर हमारा ऐसा ही नहीं है, तो how do you survive, you know? Unless and until you are making some extra money from somewhere else. जैसे I do title tracks, I do promos. तो चलो कहीं ना कहीं से थोड़ा बहुत बच जाते हैं. But if I was only to survive on this, oh, not easy. Not easy.
But so, when did this credit cycle begin? ये तो पहले से तो नहीं.
पहले से ही. TV
at least, in TV.
At least, yeah, in TV. At least since I have got into it, वो उसके पहले से ही चल रहा है.
नहीं, कभी-कभी जिंगल्स पे भी मांगते हैं लोग क्रेडिट पीरियड एंड.
जिंगल्स पे तो नॉर्मल है.
45 days.
I have heard from my friends 8 months, 6 months के बाद पेमेंट आ रहा है.
How is this viable?
No, that's not. But that is how it is. I mean, I have many friends who will tell you. I'm sure you just go across meeting all the singers, musicians, whoever.
Yeah.
If you are interviewing them, they will know.
Yeah.
3 months तो minimum है. 6 months, 8 months भी सुना है मैंने बहुत लोगों से. नहीं आता. Follow up करते रहो. That is the jingle industry. Also has a problem. Movies का I'm not sure how it works. I can only talk the industry which I am working regularly.
Right. Very encouraging.
Yeah. Why not?
So, okay, it is a rather obvious question, but it's a rather obvious answer. But what would you like to see change in the industry?
Credit period gone. Chalo, at least minimize it to 30 days. Okay, because everybody has to survive at the end of the time. Because see, when channel says we are also investing so much, channel is a corporate world.
Yeah.
But everybody is getting salary. Whoever is working there is getting paid, na?
Barabar.
Everybody. And fat salaries. I've nothing against it. You make more than what you make. But then you also start taking after 90 days, na then?
Yeah.
Because you are working for the channel or for any channel or any production house or whatever. You are a part of that production. I am not a part of your production. I'm not salaried. I'm just working for you and then I'm out. And if you're so loyal to your production house or your channel or any corporate office that you're talking about, why should I suffer the credit and you not? There was somebody who had argued that way, that we went through a loss. And it's not just once, couple of times.
Yeah.
So I asked them, you are very loyal to your company? Yeah. Did you say I'm not taking my salary this month because you went through a loss? There was no answer. Then if you are loyal to your company, I'm not working for the company. I'm a part-time worker. You have employed me for this task.
Yeah.
But if you say that the company went through a loss and I should bear the cost, why? You bear the cost, na? Everybody in the office say today we are this month, 2 months, 3 months, we are not taking the salary because the company went through a loss. Yeah. You are getting paid. Why shouldn't I get paid? And I argue and I become the bad guy. But I take my money. I don't spare them. There are times which I have lost too. It's not that every time I have won. There are times which I have lost, but I don't spare them. Why should I? No matter how people talk about me, later on they say, "Arey, jagdalu hai, don't work with him. He's an arrogant guy." Fine. I don't care.
But I mean, when you lay it out like that, it's pretty obvious that it's wrong.
Yeah.
But somehow it's still a common.
Practice. Because see,
Yeah.
how many people have you seen fighting like the way I do? How many? Everybody said, क्या करें? ऐसे कर दिया. See, everybody wants to cry. Nobody wants to act. You cannot help. यूनिटी वी ऑल से एक उंगली तो बेंड हो जाएगी, ये करो ना, तो मैं तो यही करता हूँ और मैं जिम भी उसी के लिए जाता हूँ. एंड एवरीबडी फील्स दैट वे ऑल्सो एंड दे से ऑल्सो not that I'm very proud of doing these things, but there's no option. How much can you give in? You be a nice person, people will ride over you.
And legal options are out of question.
Okay, let us talk about legal. Do you have the money to survive?
Right.
तो लीगल कहाँ जाओगे? वो भी कंपनी के पास. लॉयर अपॉइंट करो, धक्के खाओ, कब करोगे ये सब? कैसे करोगे? दे ऑल नो दैट ना. तो कैसे जाओगे? पॉसिबल ही नहीं है आम आदमी के लिए.
So really anything can gain inertia. क्योंकि ये तो inertia वाली बात ही हुई.
यूनिटी तब आएगी जब एवरीबडी अंडरस्टैंड्स द पावर ऑफ देयर ओन टैलेंट and the confidence that their talent is useful and their talent means something. If you want to waste your talent and sell it for cheap, that's up to you. I'm not saying don't sell your talent for a little lesser amount, but don't be so cheap also कि तुम भैया छोड़ ही दो सब कुछ. तो फिर कर ही क्यों रहे हो ना, जॉब ही कर लो उससे अच्छा. जब पैसे ही नहीं कमाने, it's very easy for everybody to say कि I work, my music is my passion. Absolutely. Every job you work, I would say कि तुम अगर प्लम्बर भी हो तो भाई पैशन से करो. तुम म्यूजिक भी कर रहे हो तो पैशन से ही करोगे. उसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं कर रहे हो, कोई आउट ऑफ द ब्लू ये कोई बात नहीं बोल रहे हो कि मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि पैशन से नहीं करना है. पैशन से ही करना है. बट दैट डज नॉट मीन कि तुम पैसा नहीं कमाओगे उससे. सर्वाइव कैसे करोगे? देयर आर पीपल हु हैव टोल्ड मी कि अरे वी आर डूइंग दिस फॉर पैशन. वेरी गुड. When it comes to paying, that I will not be paying you, but we are doing, everybody is doing for passion, so just be a part of it. I will do passionately, but not without money. I need money to for my family. I need money to grow. And I know सब लोग जो एक डायलॉग बोलते हैं, बस दाल रोटी खा लेते हैं ना. आई एम वेरी ओपन. मुझे तंदूरी भी चाहिए. क्यों नहीं भाई? मैं दाल रोटी में क्यों सर्वाइव करूँ और तुम तंदूरी दो, क्या 5 स्टार का तंदूरी खाओगे? क्यों?
Do's and don'ts for upcoming musician.
I feel like me, I've never learned music. It's just listening and experiencing things and learning on my own. I think earlier there was not much option to learn. Now at least there is a little option, you know. True School of Music Bombay में है, KR Conservatory है. So I feel कि there is a lot to learn in music. Unless until you learn music and just venture out, मजा नहीं है. You need to learn the art properly, technically, theory, everything, and then become somebody. Don't strive to become just getting into one zone. I think as a musician, if you evolve, there is plenty of opportunity. Because if you are a good musician, everybody would want to work with you. And if you become only a band member, which I have been trying to tell everybody, it's not a wrong thing to become a band member and good band, but unfortunately bands, I mean, we have discussed earlier also, don't survive few years and after that it's all done. Maybe 1 or 2 members would be making money or probably have a backup, but then the rest gone. You know, so I prefer getting into a band. Very nice, because it's a good experience, wonderful feeling, being on stage, doing your own thing. But there's a time for it. After that, also in the parallel business, you need to make yourself so good at your art that once you're out of the band also, you get to play with different people and be busy throughout your life. If not, then unless and until you have some other backup or a degree or some job, you're fine. But if you're just a normal musician, you have no future. At least in my career, whatever I have seen. So I would advise them, everybody who would want to learn properly and become a good musician and have a focus ki, okay, I don't want to become a musician only for one particular thing. Go out, flow yourself, learn more, because one band will teach you something, like musicality. But if you go out in the world, there is so much different music for every band or every person, different type of music. So you get to learn a lot. So I feel every musician has to do that at least. And I don't know about the composers. What can I say? I mean, I'm not so well experienced in that matter to advise anybody. I'm still learning myself.
But in terms of conducting business, financial decisions, or how you present yourself, what terms you agree to?
Um, See, behaving in the music industry, I don't know what exactly to say, but be humble. Because you cannot be proud of saying कि अरे मैं ये हूँ या मैं वो हूँ. और भी बाप लोग पड़े.
हाँ.
But be humble as much as you can, because you are just lucky to be there at whatever opportunities you are getting.
Yeah.
You cannot say because I'm so good I'm getting this. You're lucky. There are many talented people I've seen who are just there, have no work. But I feel कि being humble with your profession is number one.
Yeah.
You should not be like very proud of saying कि मैं ये है तो मैं ऐसा ही हूँ. I would not want to do that. Money part, you have to fight it out. I mean, get what you deserve. You cannot just let go. Being humble doesn't mean कि you have to be stupid and
Yeah.
people can ride over you. Be humble. At the same time, you need to also make sure that your talent is not taken for granted. Because there are many people who take it for granted.
Yeah.
If you have respect for them, they should also respect you. Respect has to be both ways. If somebody disrespects you, then I'll give it back. I'll probably not work with them, give it back or whatever. But I
Okay.
think you should
Yeah.
voice it out.
How important do you think it is for people in the industry, non-musicians, but working in and around music, to know Indian music, the instruments, the musicians, the culture, the history? How important do you think this knowledge is?
You
Who,
mean
who
to
might
say-
be commissioning the work? Or,
You mean to say like people who come to us for giving
Yeah.
us work types? I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, see, they are somebody who is going to produce and put in money
yeah.
with some ideas. Now, you cannot expect them to be musical also. There are some people who are very musically inclined.
Yeah.
There are people who have learned music also.
Yeah.
But then you have to also understand that they are just producers and they have a concept in mind, either an original one or either conceived from somewhere or inspired.
Yeah.
And then they want this kind of thing to be done by you because you are a professional. So now it's very important for us to understand how they think and what they want. Now that will come only with experience.
Yeah.
I have also come across people when we work on songs.
Yeah.
So we have composed a song. Okay. Now when they come to listen to the scratch, they like it and they don't like it, in between kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Now they want to tell me what they didn't like and what they want. So they have shown me like this. देखो आपका गाना यहाँ शुरू हुआ, यहाँ गया, यहाँ आके ऐसे चला गया, अब ये यहाँ जाके ऐसा आना चाहिए. ओके. वो पेपर पे पूरा ग्राफ ड्रॉ किया उसने. नाउ व्हाट डू यू मेक ऑफ इट? तो वो पहले तो समझ में नहीं आया कि क्या हुआ ये, क्योंकि ग्राफ के हिसाब से गाना कैसे तुम करोगे, ये ऐसे
Right.
गया ऐसे गया ऐसे गया, वो नहीं होता ना. सो देन इट टुक मी टाइम, ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम की कॉन्वर्सेशन सबके साथ ऐसे होते होते किसी ने ड्रॉ करके बताया, किसी ने अपने हिसाब से बताया. तो देन वी अंडरस्टूड कि देयर आर हिंट्स दैट वी हैव टू गिव देम.
Yeah.
कैन वी डू दिस, डू यू मीन दिस, कोई ऑप्शन दे दो, कोई रेफरेंस सुना दो कि देखो ये गाने में ऐसा जा रहा है, या इसमें एकदम क्रेसेंडो ऐसा आ रहा है, ये म्यूजिक ऐसा हो रहा है. सो एटलीस्ट फॉर अस वी ट्राई टू गेट थिंग्स डन दैट वे, बिकॉज वी कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट देम टू हैव अ म्यूजिकल लैंग्वेज.
Correct.
कभी कभी उल्टा भी होता है. पीपल हु आर लर्नड म्यूजिक, वो कहीं हमको आके इतना ओवर पावर कर देगा कि हमको लगेगा यार इसको ज़्यादा ही याद है, छोड़ दो यार, ये हमको सिखाता ही रहेगा नहीं तो. So it works both ways.
Yeah. What is the weirdest brief you've received?
Yeah, many. It's not one or two. जैसे मैंने बोला ना कि कैरेक्टर थीम्स के लिए जैसे मुझे ब्रीफ आता है कि देयर इज दिस ग्रे कैरेक्टर. नाउ एज अ ले पर्सन ऑल्सो, ग्रे इज अ कलर.
Yeah.
हाउ डू यू डिफाइन दिस इनटू म्यूजिक? आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड विलन है तो देयर इज अ विलन, तो समझ में आ जाता है. अब विलन, सी विलन ऑल्सो हैज टू मेनी शेड्स टू इट. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट कलर अगेन, शेड्स एज इन नेचर.
Yeah, yeah.
तो एक वेरी अग्रेसिव होगा, एक वेरी स्कीमी होगा, तो फिर उन लोग बोलते हैं थोड़ा स्कीमी टाइप का है या एकदम आउट एंड आउट गुंडा है, तो समझ में आ जाता है. बट व्हेन दे टॉक अबाउट कलर, ग्रे शेड है, तब थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाता है. बट आई वुड प्रेफर कि या तो मुझे रेफरेंस दो. स्पेशली टेलीविजन में होता है कि मूवी के रेफरेंस आते हैं.
हाँ.
तो मैं उनको बोलता हूँ मूवी छोड़ दो ना, अब टेलीविजन भी तो इतना सारा काम हुआ है, उसमें से रेफरेंस दो ना, इट मेक्स इट ईजियर. तो वो नहीं होता मगर, क्योंकि दिस बिकम्स ईजियर कि हाँ ये सुना है तो इसको ये दे दो.
And the most fun project you've ever worked on?
फन आई वुड डिस्क्राइब इट दैट वे कि टेंशन में भी फन है.
Of course.
बिकॉज वो बाद में जब व्हेन यू सिट आफ्टर फ्यू डेज एंड देन व्हेन यू रियलाइज कि क्या क्या हम लोग ने झेला, देन इट बिकम्स फनी. सो वी एंजॉय दोज मोमेंट्स ऑल्सो. बट गुड म्यूजिक करने में जो मज़ा आ रहा था, ऐसे कोई कोई शोज जो थे, या दे वर गुड वंस. लाइक देयर वाज वन शो बाय मिस्टर अरविंद बब्बल. इट वाज कॉल्ड महाकुंभ. Started off very well. We enjoyed working on that show because the music was not the regular music in series जो हम लोग करते हैं. We thought कि ऐसे ही होगा. But he had a vision which was very good, and the editor Mr. Rajesh Pandey, very sweet guy and very intelligently done music also. He's got the sensibility of music. So he and Arvind ji, उन लोग very clear था कि हमको ये इंडियन वाला कुछ भी चाहिए ही नहीं. हालांकि था महाकुंभ, तो यू वुड ऑलवेज फील कि इंडियन आएगा पूरा. जीरो. इट हैड नो आलाप, नो फ्लूट, नो सितार, नथिंग. It was all symphony orchestra type and aggression and all that kind of stuff. So we enjoyed working on that show. Then Saraswati Chandra was obviously brilliant. That also was Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir's production house, but Arvind Babbal was directing it. So see वही होता है कि initially सारे episodes बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, but then unfortunately for them also, then वो turn हो जाता है सब, अलग चक्कर चल जाता है. Then we worked on Namkaran, which took off very well for me. जैसे हम लोग ने पहले रेगुलर ही किया था वो शो. पायलट जब आया था तो गुरुदेव बुल्ला सर, मी, प्रशांत, वी वर सिटिंग एंड डिजाइनिंग द होल पायलट. And it was nice. But when it went to Mahesh Bhatt sir, he had a very different take on the whole episode. तो पहले हम लोग को लगा रहे यार पूरा एक हफ्ते का मेहनत. But he had very good thing to say, and which also was a learning process for us. Why? Because he said, why are you playing with so much of sound? Play with silence. So then it hit me कि this is what we want to do. But we are not allowed to do in television. These are very important श्लोक है हमारे यहाँ कि आवाज़ होना चाहिए ताकि बहू किचन से सुनने के लिए आए कि हुआ क्या. ये याद रखना है हमको टेलीविजन करने के टाइम पे. ये हम लोग को बोला गया है, तो ये तो हमको चाहिए, मगर हम भूल चुके हैं. तो महेश सर ने जैसे ही बोला तो हम लोग को लगा कि एक हफ्ते का वेस्ट हो गया तो ठीक है, मगर मज़ा तो आएगा करने में. वी डिड एवरीथिंग ऑल ओवर अगेन एंड ट्रस्ट मी वी वर सो सेटिस्फाइड. ऐसा लगा कि यार ये तो होना चाहिए ना. स्टोरी वॉज गुड, कैरेक्टर्स वर ब्रिलियंट, ओके, शॉट वेल. तो ऐसा लगा कि चलो एक सीरियल अभी आया ना जो ऐसे यहाँ छूने वाला होगा सबको, और हमको भी, और काम करने का मजा आएगा. एवरीबडी अप्रिशिएटेड इनिशियली, एवरीबडी, इंक्लूडिंग द चैनल, इंक्लूडिंग द प्रोड्यूसर्स. वी लव्ड इट, वी वर हैप्पी, बट द TRPs वर नॉट हैप्पी. सो विद इन अ वीक TRPs नहीं आई. तो वही जो हमने पहले किया था, तो वही सिचुएशन है.
So template is also set by the market.
Yeah. Because see, जो ऑडियंस अच्छा शो देखना चाहती है वो इतनी ही है, जिन लोगों को समझ में भी आता है. कभी कभी अच्छे शोज बंद हो गए हैं उसी के चक्कर में, और तभी ऐसा लगता है अरे ये शो तो अच्छा था यार, बंद हो गया, TRP नहीं है. Who do you blame? But I see now this is a very subjective matter again because अभी इतना सारा ऑप्शंस आ गया, इतने सारे. पहले किन के 2-4 चैनल थे, अब तो चैनल तुम स्विच करते जाओ, बदलते जाओ, बस एक जगह टिक ही नहीं पाओगे तुम. तो कहाँ से TRP आएगी? शोज पे शोज आ ही जा रहे हैं. अभी जैसे हम लोग देखते इंस्टा पे ऐसे ऐसे करने की आदत हो गई ना, तो टीवी पे भी ऐसा ही हो रहा है आपका. तो कहीं टिकेगा ही नहीं तो TRP कहाँ से आएगी? और हम लोग ही फीड कर रहे हैं ये सब. यानी मैं नाम कभी भी शो का नहीं लूँगा, मगर फिर ऐसे ऐसे करके आ गया या कुछ भी हो गया तो उसको देखते हैं पब्लिक, और बहुत वाहियात चीज़ें चल रही है, मगर चल भी रही है
चल भी रही है।
मगर दैट्स व्हाट वी आर फीडिंग देम ना, वी आर नॉट लेटिंग देम बीइंग इंटेलिजेंट ओनली। और फिर हम लोग बोलते हैं मासेस एक्सेप्ट नहीं करती है, मगर तुम उसको एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा ना। इट इज़ एज गुड एज कि तुम बच्चा 2 दिन में चाहिए, 9 महीने तो लगते हैं ना उसको भी बाहर आने तो तुम तो 2 महीने में टीआरपी नहीं आए तो उड़ा देते हो शो। और वो ऑडियंस को ऐसी टाइप का शो देते रहोगे तब तो जाके वो डेवलप होगा ना, सोच बदलेगी, सब कुछ आएगा। तो वो सोच के लिए हम लोग थोड़ी बैठे हैं, हम तो बिजनेस करने बैठे हैं ना, तो फिर तो वो नहीं होगा।
तो डू यू वॉच टीवी?
नो।
Did you watch TV?
यस।
So in that time frame, what was one serial you remember?
बुनियाद। देन देयर वाज वो स्ट्रीट पे सब थे जिसमें नुक्कड़, गुड वंस। देयर वाज अर्लियर पाकिस्तान के सीरीज देखते थे पहले बचपन में, गुड स्टोरीज, यू नो, नो लाउड म्यूजिक, लिमिटेड म्यूजिक, सेंसिबल स्टोरीज, गुड एक्टिंग।
90s के शोज के तो म्यूजिक तो इतना याद ही नहीं है. It was very
That is one reason it is called background music ना.
Yeah.
Now background music has become the front music, ताकि जो सीन खराब है उसको तुम उठा लो म्यूजिक से. ये हमको बोला जाता है कि ये सीन थोड़ा खराब है, म्यूजिक से उठा लेना. ठीक है, हम तो वही म्यूजिक करके देंगे जो लाउड बजेगा. अब उससे कितना उठता है मुझे नहीं पता, बट शायद उठता होगा तभी तो टीआरपी आ रही है और चल रहा है.
Okay.
See again, as I said, कि no offense to anybody, they are doing business.
Yeah.
People are appreciating that show, चल रहा है. मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगता, that does not mean कि खराब है. मैं नहीं देखूंगा, मगर 1000 लोग तो देख रहे हैं ना. We were doing that title track with महेश सर. तो उन्होंने एक चीज़ पूछा था कि आजकल का म्यूजिक और पहले के म्यूजिक में क्या फ़र्क लग रहा है. तो कोई कुछ बोल नहीं रहा था, तो मैंने ऐसे ही बोल दिया, soul is missing. So he said, yeah, you're right. How did you know that? So I said, because I've seen the past, I've worked in the past, and I'm doing it now. There was a time when we were doing those songs, there were many souls involved in one song.
Yeah.
You know, एक अरेंजर होता है जो अरेंजमेंट म्यूजिक का करता है. एक म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर या म्यूजिक कंपोजर होता है जो सिर्फ कंपोजिशन बनाता है. फिर एक रिदम अरेंजर होगा जो रिदम सेक्शन के रिदम पैटर्न्स अरेंज करता है. एक ही गाने में हो रहा है ये सब, यू नो. एंड देयर आर मेनी म्यूजिशियंस कमिंग इन. एवरी म्यूजिशियन हैज देयर ओन सोल इन प्लेइंग अकोस्टिक्स, यू नो. अब ड्रम में अगर मैं ऐसे बजाऊंगा तो वो प्रोग्रामिंग वाला फील नहीं आएगा. व्हेन इफ यू आर प्लेइंग लाइव ड्रम्स या लाइव एनीथिंग, मेक्स अ डिफरेंस ना. सो व्हाट आई फील इज राइट नाउ वी हैव लॉस्ट द टच ऑफ. I'm not saying कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी आई वो नहीं होना चाहिए, वो डेफिनेटली होना चाहिए, बट टेक्नोलॉजी एंड दी ओरिजिनल जब मर्ज होगा तब जाके जो ब्लेंड आएगा वो हमारे यहाँ मिसिंग है. एवरीबडी इज इनटू साउंड राइट नाउ. देयर इज हार्डली एनी अरेंजमेंट. पहले कि तुम कोई भी गाने ले लो, कोई भी, आज भी अगर तुम सुनोगे ना तो तुमको याद हो जाएगा हर एक म्यूजिक, और गाने के पीछे जो बैकग्राउंड में कोई फ्लूट भी चला होगा ना, वो भी पीस याद हो जाएगा. करेक्ट. सो देयर इज अ रीजन टू दैट ना. Now what has happened is कि पहले होता था कि इतने सारे लोग होते थे, फिर जब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आया तो प्रोग्रामर्स इन्वॉल्व हो गए, थोड़े म्यूजिशियंस कम हो गए. अरेंजर थे, थोड़े म्यूजिशियंस कम हो गए. फिर प्रोग्रामर्स को समझ में आ गया कि ये सब तो हम भी कर सकते हैं, तो उन्होंने अरेंजर्स को हटा के वो सब अरेंजमेंट भी खुद करना शुरू हो गया, प्रोग्रामर्स. नाउ प्रोग्रामर्स का जितना म्यूजिकलिटी है या उसकी जितनी समझ है वो कर रहे हैं, मगर उसके अलावा बाकी का सारे सोल तो हट गए. तो इन्वॉल्वमेंट अब एक ही आदमी का हो गया, क्योंकि कंपोजर भी आजकल तो वही हो गए, प्रोग्रामर्स भी वही हैं, म्यूजिशियंस थोड़े बहुत ऐड हो जाते हैं ओवरऑल डबिंग करने के लिए. सो द सोल इज मिसिंग. आई एम नॉट सेइंग इन एवरी सॉन्ग. कोई कोई गाने प्रोग्रामिंग वाले भी बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, मगर जो पहले वाली बात थी वो मिसिंग है. दैट इज नॉट देयर.
बट स्पीकिंग ऑफ सॉन्ग्स, which is one of your favorite composition which came from Adil-Prashant?
Oh.
And one from another composer.
My favorite is Peredar Piyaki, which we had done. That show did not work for some reason.
Because I want to put it in the description link.
Peredar Piya Ki
Huh.
is one show that we had done, and why I liked it also because again we had the opportunity to, we had a free hand, do
Yeah.
what you want to do. So we got all the acoustics that we wanted for rhythm. We got Assis Kaur to sing for that song, and that turned out to be a nice song. Before that, we did which is close to my heart is Diya Aur Bati. Diya Aur Bati became a good hit those days. Why? It was a nice composition, I would say. But I think when Shubha Mudgal ji and Kailash Kher, when they sang, that song became a different song altogether. I always believe it's everybody's input that becomes a song wherever it is. It's not just my song and my composition. I don't believe that. Your song can be very nice, but one singer or one something can destroy it also if it is not portrayed well.
Yeah.
We had done that song in a very different way, singing wise. But these guys, when they came, they are genius, na? Shubha Mudgal ji, kya, yani, she like my darling types. I always call her ma. Kailash Kher ji, to ऐसे आधे घंटे में he was out. And after that, we were also new those days. Whenever we used to work in his studio also, Kailash ji's studio, earlier a lot for any other songs. So he never remembered our names. He never remembered. You know how he called us? Diyawati, kaise ho? So that was an impact on them also.
Yeah.
We did not win the ITA. We were nominated. We did not win that. Shubhaji and Kailash Kher won that ITA. You know what was the best part? Shubhaji को हमने जब इन्फॉर्म किया कि ऐसा ऐसा है तो शुभाजी ने बोला कि how can that be? I said, I mean, हुआ है ऐसे, how can that be? And I'm not taking that award. That award belongs to you. I said, no, but you're getting it. बोलते that is we'll see later, but then I'm not coming anyways. So you go and receive the award for me. So we did that. She did not want to take it.
Wow.
She gave it back. जब आई थी बॉम्बे तो हमने उनको दिया था जाके. She did not take it. She बोलते no, this belongs to you, not me. I have never seen anybody do that. She's such a humble soul. And I'm telling you, I have been fortunate enough to meet good people and learn so much from them.
Yeah.
Good experiences we have had. And that I'm telling you, we are fortunate. बहुत लोग अच्छा अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. We've been blessed and we've been lucky. अच्छे अच्छे लोगों के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला. So Diyawati was one experience. This was a good experience too. बाकी तो अच्छे आए ठीक है. Everybody likes it, but my favorite ones are these.
And from other composers?
I've never heard any songs from television के लिए. No,
not
but there was
television.
no television का भी था Abhishek Arora. I've only spoken to him once. Probably he would not even remember me. But I don't remember the song right now. But he had done some series का show अपना serial का ही Sony के लिए था शायद. And he had done one track. मुझे वो बहुत अच्छा लगा था. And I'd called him up to tell him कि यार I'm a little emotional also. When I look aggressive, but I can cry like this when I get emotional. Anurag Saikia, he had done this अपना पंचायत. तो पंचायत पार्ट 2 में सीजन 2 में एंड सीन जो है, आई डोंट नो इफ यू वॉच्ड इट, इट्स अ गाइज सन हु इज इन द मिलिट्री डाइज. वो एक सीन है. ऑब्वियसली पंचायत इज अ ब्यूटीफुल सीरीज इन इटसेल्फ, मगर जो म्यूजिक अनुराग ने किया था ना, तो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू, आई वाज ऑलरेडी चोकिंग ऑन दैट सीन, यू नो. तो आई इमीडिएटली कॉल अनुराग. तो ही नोज मी लिटिल बिट, यानी नॉट दैट, बट उसको जानता है हाँ आदिल प्रशांत है टाइप्स. सो आई टोल्ड हिम आदिल. तो हाँ बोलिए बोलिए. तो मैंने उसको बोला यार आई जस्ट वांट टू टेल यू कि मेरे को ये इतना पसंद आया, मैं सिर्फ इतना ही बोल के ना रो दिया. वो डर गया कि क्या हुआ क्या हुआ. आई कुड नॉट टॉक. I couldn't speak a word. I just cried like a baby on the phone. And I could only say कि भैया you are blessed with music. And I think इससे अच्छा music तो कोई नहीं कर सकता. I am getting emotional now. So let's change the topic.
Okay. Maybe this is slightly philosophical, but what do you think is the point of music?
For me, I would say, I don't know about others, but I think without music, I'll be under depression. Because music can take you from one part of your mood swing to somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're depressed, you listen to depressive music, you'll get more depressed. You listen to happy music, you are better off. You listen to calming music, you can actually feel that calm. So sound, basically sound, anything to do with sound. Nowadays it's like a sound therapy,
Yeah.
you know. So music, I think without music the world will be a very sad place to live in. And very sad bhi nahi, I think it will be a very depressing place. People will definitely not be the same as they are.
Yeah.
I feel so very strongly. And I think we are very blessed. Whoever is a musician and an artist, I think we
Yeah.
are blessed a little extra
Yeah.
than the normal people.
100%
Yeah.
agree. Was it a calling for you though? Music? Or is it just something that came
Happened.
about?
I don't know actually. Never thought on those lines because it just flew. I just had that flow in my life from the childhood. As I said, we were listening to
Yeah.
music, and one thing happened to the other, and then it just kept happening.
But
But music didn't happen to me for a long time. Why? Also because of my parents. They did not want me to pursue it as a career.
Yeah.
And obviously, I didn't know who to go and meet.
Hmm.
तुम इंडस्ट्री में कहाँ किसको मिलोगे. तो आई वाज जस्ट प्लेइंग माय ड्रम्स एंड परकशंस एंड बीट ग्रुप हो या कोई ऑर्केस्ट्रा हो, दैट काइंड ऑफ स्टफ आई वाज डूइंग.
Yeah.
But again, part time. So you're not making enough money. And then when I had my girlfriend and then she wanted to get married, obviously my wife now. So then I thought कि shit यार इतने पैसे में तो कुछ होगा नहीं. So then I have dabbled into jobs also. It's not that music all the way.
Yeah.
I've struggled and never liked it. I have cried. My first job is in Citizen Hotel in Jew. I used to get 350 rupees for the salary, whereas normal people got 1500 and 1700. And I was taken for granted there. Robbed. Every time I go and count my money, it's gone, cash counter se. And I'm ending up paying the salary and whatever I earn in shows. I did that for almost 1.5 years. Then I quit. Then I said कि घर पे तो बैठने नहीं मिलेगा ना. I mean, dad would say go and work.
Yeah.
So then I went to some contact के through in a CA's office. I mean, accounts और मेरा ऐसा है. But then because you have to work, so he said, okay, send him to my office. And I went and worked in a CA's office, and there was people who were doing articleship.
Yeah.
So I would just go with them. They would give me all the bills. They say, बहुत सारे total करो, ये करो. So all the different audits के लिए जहाँ जाते हैं, I used to go with them. Same 350 rupees. And I was like, ये क्या amount है यार जो चिपक ही गया है, कुछ मिल ही नहीं रहा. So that happened. And then after that मेरे को लगा कि यार मुझे कुछ अलग करना है यार, ये तो पैसे ही नहीं मिल रहे हैं. So then my friend was into a pharmaceutical medical representative field. Those days medical representatives were still better.
Yeah.
अब तो कुछ अलग ही हो गया है. So then he got me that job. So I went there and then my salary became 1700 or 1500 something. Because I was always inclined towards music. I did not know. See, right now, if you have a child, you will guide them ना commerce लेना, science लेना, ये करना. बट म्यूजिक के लिए किसी के पास ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम ये करो, कैसे करो. नाउ आई हैव गॉन थ्रू, सो आई कैन गाइड माई सन कि तू म्यूजिक में क्या कर सकता है, क्या ऑप्शंस है और क्या नहीं करना है और क्या करना है. ऑब्वियसली ही विल हैव हिज ओन वर्जन्स ऑफ डूइंग थिंग्स, बट एटलीस्ट आई विल नो. तब तो कुछ था ही नहीं, कोई नहीं बताने वाला था कि ये अच्छा है. तब तो सब उल्टा था, बुरा है. जॉब ही करना है, ये तो करना ही नहीं है. सो देन देयर वाज, but I'm sure there was something destined for this reason, because जो भी मैंने किया, also it taught me a lot. You know, I dealt with people there as a salesperson. I dealt with clients in the hotel at the front desk, international clients who are coming in. So everything was a learning process in some way. I'm not saying that is helping me now in music, but to become a person, music is not the only thing you become a person on. एक personality में you have so much added in it. So whatever personality I have today, it's all accumulated from all the experiences I had.
It shows in your music.
Yeah, not only music, but as a person also. I feel so, because I think it's taught me so much in different aspects of life and how to deal and what are our problems also. Now, if I have to talk to you, so I will also consider you as a person and not only self-center myself. Then I feel कि यार तेरा जो तकलीफ है तो मुझे भी समझना है. Like if I do not, तो फिर what kind of a person I am?